All right. Sometimes I think that probably the quality of my videos is a little chaotic at the beginning. Okay, eyes are closed. Just relax for a minute. Our bodies are not used to this kind of heat, are they? Not day after day. You know, and it is true that, I'm gonna make, okay, there we go. Can I see that okay? Yeah. It is true that as we get older, our bodies don't regulate temperature as easily or as effectively as when we were younger. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that, you know, you might do all the things, stay out of the sun, you know, try to eat cool foods, drink cool drinks, but just in general, we have to be a little bit more aware of our bodies and how they respond to these extremes with cold and heat, and especially the heat. The heat's a dangerous one. Obviously, if it's freezing cold, blizzard, you're not going to go out and spend a lot of time. But when it's hot, sometimes we kind of lose track of how we're feeling. So when you're comfy, and we're just breathing, and when you're ready, you're going to start to change it more to that yoga breathing, right? Inhaling, exhaling through the nose, settling into the mat. You know, noticing maybe little things that still feel tight, working to let go of that. But you can also focus the exhalations, and that will really help you as well. When we're exhaling, almost feels more natural to just let the body start to relax. And incorporating that breath into the belly breathing, right? So we want to feel the breath coming in and expanding throughout the body, engaging the belly. Ujjayi breathing as well, if you like that little whispery breathing at the back of the throat, that's fine as well. This is, you know, your hour. So we want to enjoy it. We want to get something out of it, but we don't always have to have the expectations of we're going to achieve certain things. You know, we can just be here. We can just breathe. We can just move a little bit. Notice if you are exhaling at about the rate, you know, the same length of time that you are on the inhale. We're going to stay focused on that breathing, and then we're just going to bend the knees down, getting the feet on the mat. Make sure that you are allowing the body to stay comfortable, but we're aligning a little bit now, right? So we're going to lift the hips up and kind of move them from the shoulders. Also, move the shoulders apart from each other, right? Lengthen your neck. All the while, breathing's happening. Hopefully, we're not having to think about it too much. My heels are lining up with the very center of my glutes. All right, arms are just resting alongside me when everything else feels comfortable. All right, when you're ready, we'll start some movement with the arms. So we're going to bring them overhead on the inhale. And as soon as you begin to exhale, you want to start moving those arms back down. But again, real slow here. We want to keep the breath as our focus, and our movements are going to match that. So again, inhale, reach up and over. Maybe you can only get to here on the inhale. That's okay. Bring them back to the exhale. Bring them back to the mat. And maybe you'll start to feel a little bit more lengthening, a little more opening each time the arms go overhead. If you're able to get the backs of the fingers or hands to the floor, great. You can also open those arms more like a V if that allows you a little bit more range of motion in your shoulders. So we're going to do 2 more before we change it up a little bit. All right. Now on this next one, the next inhale, bring the arms up. But on the exhale, just allow them to come to the floor now. And again, we'll V them out as much as you need to, right? Palms are open. They might be straight over the shoulders. They might be angled out, maybe a little higher than right in line with the shoulders. And we're just gonna real easy start twisting for the hips and the back. Now, try to keep the feet in that parallel position right now. We're not twisting with the legs touching yet. Arms are out somewhere here, getting a little more upper body stretch. I'm going to inhale first. Exhale, just let the knees go to the right. When I inhale again, they come back up. And now I exhale and go to the left. And inhale back up. So 1 breath per movement as we start. Exhale as the knees drop. Inhale as we can bring them back up. Again, keeping those feet parallel. Exhale, knees left. Inhale up. So 1 more like that. We've done right. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Now go to the right and stay there, but still keep the feet apart. All right. And you know, we have that kind of, what am I trying to say here? Knees aren't touching, feet aren't touching, right? So I probably have said this a bunch of times every time we do it, but I really like it because it's a definite difference in the twist for me. I feel, you know, on the inner thigh here, on the outside of that hip, on that top leg. You might even feel it in the lower leg. I feel a little bit in the lower leg. My lower leg doesn't go all the way down. And then stay there another breath or 2. If you can, look the other way. So the knees are right, you're going to look to the left. How does that feel on the neck? All right, bring the knees up, inhale, exhale left, we're gonna stay there. Same thing, so now I'm getting this more in the inside of my left leg, right in that, kind of in the groin, the outside of my right hip, and also kind of on the inside of my right shin bone. But you might be feeling it in a different place. And again, I'm gonna look opposite from the knees if I can. And then inhale, bring the knees back up. And then exhale, bring the arms back alongside us. So we're gonna take a breath or 2 here, just in our bent knees pose. Then we're gonna go back to those overhead reaches and add the lower legs in, or the lower body. So inhale up, exhale, right knee in, pull it in gently. When you need to inhale, foot goes down, reach up. Exhale, left knee in. And inhale up. And exhale, right knee. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, left knee. And one more time, reach up, inhale. Exhale, right knee. Now keep that knee in. Take the hands anywhere that's comfortable, but we want to start moving in the hip first. So I'm just going to start to move that knee around, which in turn allows the leg to move around in that right hip. All right. You know, we want to do a few, not 2 or 3. 6, 8 maybe. Both ways, always. Right now, I'm not trying to keep my hips completely stable. I'm letting my kind of hips shift around a little bit because it gives me a little bit more range of motion here. All right, now, let's take that right foot to the left knee. Press the knee out. Now, we're not going to go into our thread the needle with the foot off the mat yet, even if that's what your preferred way is. I want you to start out by pressing gently with the same hand, the right hand, inside the right knee, pressing it out. All right, now we can take that left foot up off the mat. Now, if this is not your thing, remember you can always strap under or use towel, something like that. I don't know if you can see because it's all black. Even my pants are not black. I thought they would show up more on the camera, but they're not. Or again, if you don't want to thread the needle at all with the foot off the mat, you're just going to stay here now, but not pressing the knee out. Just see where you can take it without that external push. Now, we are going to change it a little bit, so I want you to take your left hand across to the outside of that right knee. See how the fingers just kind of come around. Now, bring both shoulders back down. I'm going to gently pull the right knee toward me, but I am going to keep my hips on the mat. I'm not going to lift that hip up. But just notice what happens when you pull that knee towards you. I definitely feel it in a different area up in the glutes. It's actually the piriformis muscle, which can contribute to a lot of hip tightness. So again, just kind of pulling gently. Definitely keeping the left foot down for this one. And then we're just gonna release that. So now we're gonna take the right foot and extend it up. I got my flowy pants on again today because it's so hot. Extend that right foot up. They kind of get in the way a little bit though. Flexing and pointing that foot. How's that feel? Move it around a little bit. Circle the ankle around. Both ways. So we work the hip a little bit. We work the glutes. We work the foot and the ankle. So now I want to hit the area that's really kind of hard to get to, the front of the hip. So what I want you to do, we're going to ease into it. I want you to pull that right knee in, stretch your left leg out. Take a breath or two here. Now when I turn, my back is going to be to you, but you guys probably know this because we've done it before. Might have even done it last week. I can't remember. I'm going to not go into a twist yet. I'm going to completely roll to my left side and try to contact that right foot. Strapping is always a good option here. Now, a couple things. The bottom leg, if you bend that knee, it's going to keep you from rolling as much front and back. This top leg, once I make contact with that foot somehow, I want to pull the knee back down. I don't want it to be pointing away from me like at an angle. So I want to try to bring the legs more parallel to each other. And then my upper body, I want to try to completely relax. So I like to rest my head kind of on the inside of my left arm. And I'm just going to pull the foot in, press the hip forward, and just stay there. All right, now I'm going to let go of that foot. If you have a strap, you can take it off. Bring the knee onto the floor in front of you. So my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked. I'm going to bring my palms together so my arms are extending in front of me. And now my head is just kind of hovering above the mat. I'm not going to be here very long. On my next inhale, I'm going to open that right arm up, try to get the back of the hand all the way down, and keep that right knee bent. Right foot kind of tucks inside the knee here, and just do a nice little single twist here. One leg, right leg. All right, let's come onto the back. we're going to start it all over again, so you don't want to have your strap handy, but we're going to bring the knees in first. Let's see where we are. Okay. And just let your back relax. All right, feet to the mat. Get everything lined up again. And when you feel like everything's ready to go, you're going to take one more full breath in and out. Feel it all the way to the belly. On the exhale, let it go. Next, inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, left knee in. Keep that knee in for a moment. Feeling the knee pulling in and up. All right, starting with the hip. So we're going to move the knee around, which in turn moves the leg around in the hip, right? So now we're working on that left hip. Making sure you go both ways. All right. And then we go into our thread the needle. So left foot on the right knee. We're going to do the same little sequence we just did. So once you've got that foot on the knee, you're going to take that left hand and start pressing the knee away from you. I really do notice a difference. You know, sometimes we think that there's not much, but if I let go, my knee, I'm still pressing it out, but when I add that little bit of external pressure, I just feel it a little bit deeper. So even if you're really flexible, sometimes just adding one little thing or changing one little thing can just increase what you're feeling, right? All right, so then after we've done that with the external pressure, you take the hand off. Here's the option to go into that next level of thread the needle. Same thing with this, whether we've got a strap or the hand under the leg. Do try to keep the rest of your body completely relaxed. All right. Then the right foot goes back down. We're going to take the opposite hand, the right hand across to the left knee. Fingers go right around the outside of that knee. Now you want to, I pulled my knee in to grab it, but I still want to have my beginning position to be with the knee out where I would naturally take it. And then I just add a little pull here. Keep the left knee and left shoulder down. Right shoulder can be up because we're using that arm, but just do that little pull and see if you feel it a little bit differently. All right, we're going to release the leg. We're going to go ahead and pull that left knee in. Oh no, we didn't do the foot yet, did we? Whoops. Left leg up, flex and point. Seems like most of the time I do the whole foot thing first and then we do the hip, so sometimes I lose track. Again, after the flexing and pointing, then we want to start moving that foot around. Circle the ankle. Both ways. All right, and then a little extension here. But we are going right into that twist next. So we're going to pull that knee back in. We're going to right away turn onto our right side. We're not doing the twist quite yet. Bend that bottom leg. Give yourself a good stable base here. Grab the left foot. Use your strap. Remember to bring the head down. And again, once you've made that contact, like if you have to go way up here and you just cannot get your knee down, it's much better to use your strap. So the leg might be further out here, right? But we can get the leg lower in line with the other leg, and then we can work on that that heel coming up. 'Cause, whoops, sorry. What we're trying to do here is we're stretching the front, right? So the muscles that go long from the hip down to the knee, they're already long muscles, right? So we have to go into an extreme in order to get right up in that hip, in the front of the hip. If you do tend to sit a lot during the day, for whatever reason, even car trips, I used to notice it, you know, you don't have to do this extreme of a stretch, but you know the one where you're standing up and you kind of put the leg back and push the hip forward. You want to try to stretch these every day. They get very short and tight over time if we don't do that. It can affect your posture, your walking, the rest of your body, even your back. So, okay, so after we've done that stretch a little bit, then we bring that knee to the front. So shoulders and hips are lined up, hands come together, palms touching. Inhale, open that left arm, go as far as you can, try to get the left shoulder down. Keep that knee across. And again, you can always do that opposite with the head if you like. All right, and then as you come onto the back, we're going to once again bring both knees into the chest. So we are taking it easy today. However, we might do a couple things that work on strengthening a little bit without expending a whole lot of energy, right? So what I want you to do next is bring the feet back to the mat, lining the heels up, all right? But now this time I want you to walk the feet just a little further away than you would. So when we have the heels in here, we want them close to the hips because a lot of times we might be, lifting up or doing something. But I want you to walk them back out, further out, but they're still in line here, right? Bring those hands either behind the head. You're gonna make a little basket for your head. It's heavy on its own. If you can't do the shoulders like that, you can do this. I don't have a towel, but I guess I should. You can even have a little towel behind your head, holding it. If you have only one shoulder that bothers you, maybe you use the other shoulder holding the head. This arm can be across or just be alongside the body. We're going to work the abdominals, yes, but what's important here is we work just the abdominals. We don't want to work the neck muscles or the upper body, right? So what I want you to do, wherever you're going to have those hands, that's the most comfortable. Again, if you have no neck support like this, it's okay, but you're going to want to very slightly tuck your chin like you're holding a small apple here, all right? So that we don't use the neck to get us up, right? So, starting out, feel the belly move out as you inhale. Tighten the belly as much as you can as you exhale. Press that lower back down. Inhale again, feel that expansion. Exhale, contract the belly. Inhale here again. Exhale, contract the belly, lift the head and shoulders only 1 to 2 inches off the mat. Inhale, lower, belly expands. Exhale, contract, head and shoulders barely off the mat. Eyes stay up all the time. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. That's when we lift up. That's the hard part. And inhale. And exhale. So we're not trying to crank out 50 little crunches here. We want to get 8 to 10 good ones. Inhale as we lower. Exhale, pull it tight. Inhale, lower. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lower. Exhale, contract. We've got 2 more to go. I haven't really counted. I think that might be close to 10. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, contract. I want you to try to hold it up here. Inhale while you're up here. Exhale, contract, stay there. Inhale one more time. Exhale, contract. And inhale, lower back down. Take the arms overhead, legs are long. Take a deep breath in, stretch fingers to toes. Exhale, relax. One more time, full body stretch, inhale. And exhale, relax. Now I'm going to have you come up to just sitting on the mat. So you can pull one or both knees in and rock yourself up. But we're going to stay here sitting. If you want to sit on a folded blanket, pillow, blocks, you can. If you want to get the hips up a little bit, I'm going to do that today. Just see how it feels. I'm going to take my blocks side by side and sit on them. You can sit on one, but you can also use both of them. Now, you want to feel just like when you don't have anything under you. Those little sitting bones are grounded, right? Sitting tall, shoulders up and back. Now, first time out, we're just going to take a breath in, lift your heart. Exhale, walk easy into a forward bend. When you get to the point where you start to feel it in this lower back a little bit, I want you to inhale, lengthen the spine again. Exhale, fingertips help you walk out a little bit more. But whenever you start feeling this in this lower back, what's happening is we're kind of rounding over instead of keeping the spine long. So I'd rather you have a long spine, not be quite so far down, and not feeling that lower back. So keep lifting your heart forward. Hands can go wherever, but again, I want you to really focus on not letting that lower back take the brunt of this forward bend. And slowly walk it back up. Pull that right foot in. Again, you can do this whether you're on a block or not. We're going to do an easy twist here. So my right foot comes close to the hips. Take the hands to the outside of the shin bone. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, I want you to turn your chest toward that right leg. Take that right hand somewhere behind you. Keep your back as straight as possible. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, add a little twist. It can be just the head and the neck. It can be the shoulders, the chest, the torso. You think about where you can go with that. We don't want to lean backward. We want our spine tall, and we're spiraling that torso or that rib cage, however you want to imagine it in your head. One more inhale. Exhale, come back out of it. Extend that right leg out. Pull the other leg in. So inhale, get tall. Exhale, start turning to your other side. Again, never leaning, arching. Inhale, exhale on the twist. Go where you can with that. Even though we use that back hand to help pull us, you shouldn't be relying on it. So if I picked it up, I shouldn't collapse. I should be able to take that hand up, just kind of see where my body is. And inhale here, exhale back to the front, stretch those legs out. I'm going to take the blocks out now. You can do whatever you need to do. We're going to go a little further into that forward bend. Arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Reach forward. Inhale, lengthen. What happened, Debbie? Everything okay? Okay. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. So again, just seeing if it feels any different on the second time. All right, and then slowly come out of that. Let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. Go ahead and turn over. Have the blocks nearby if you think you might need them for lunges or anything like that. Okay. Get the hands and shoulders lined up. Spread the fingers out. Avoid locking the elbows. We want to lengthen the back and spine and the neck. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling right away into our cat pose, arching up. Pull that belly in. Inhaling out into cow pose, so lengthen the chest to the tailbone. Exhale, arching up. Inhale, lengthen. Remember, so we're going to kind of get as much lift in the chest and tailbone as we can as the breath comes in, as much arch as we can as we exhale. Go through that. Are you guys okay? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, cat and cow, a couple more times. All right, I want you to come into cat pose one more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to child's pose. Drop those hips back. Get comfortable. Remember, you can use that child's pose, resting pose anytime, but you need a break. We're going to do a little bit when we get into our downward dog, working the feet and the lower legs a little bit more. So, because we're going to be there just a little bit longer than we might normally be, if you want to, you can go down under the forearms and do dolphin pose, which gives you a little bit more upper body support. Just because we're going to be doing like some deeper knee bends in downward dog, and if it gets to be too much for your wrist, then you might try it in dolphin pose. And I'll show it both ways, but we'll start it in downward dog. So come on and join me in downward dog when you're ready. And let's just really work on lengthening the sides of the body, pushing those hips up and back. Feel the sides of the body getting longer. You want to feel like someone's pulling your hips up and back. Lift that tailbone high. And the first time, we're just going to pedal our feet normally. So if I was going to do this in my dolphin pose, it'd be the same thing. I just would have my elbows under my shoulders rather than my hands. And I would be pedaling the feet. So either way. And we'll do a little flow in between to warm everything else up. So the first time through, we're just going to come to our plank or our modified plank as we inhale. Chest lifts up forward a little bit. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Pull the belly tight so you don't arch that lower back. Exhale, child's pose. All right, downward dog or dolphin pose second time. Now this time, it might be harder to see with these pants, I don't know. What I want you to do, once you get into that downward dog and it feels good, I want to lift both heels as high as you can off the mat. And then bend the knees so your legs are becoming more parallel to the ground. You can't really see that. And then lift the hips as you straighten the knees. And we'll do that again. Heels high. Bend the knees. Don't let the knees come toward each other. Make sure that each knee stays lined up over its own foot. And then lift that tailbone. Push the hips back as you straighten. One more time if you can. If not, take a break if your wrists need a break. All right. And then inhale to plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Bring the arms in if they need a little break. We do that same exact thing again. I'll show it in dolphin pose this time. Just remember that as we come out of that dolphin pose into our flow, we just have to adjust a little bit. All right, so downward dog again, or if you want to try it in dolphin pose. And I just lift the hips, or lift the heels, bend the knees, and then straighten slowly. Heels high, almost like those knees are going to touch the mat, and then lift the tailbone up and back. One more time. And then again, as I come into my plank, I can come onto my forearm plank. I can still lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take a little rest there. I've got some kind of a little buzzing notification. I don't know why. Okay. Now, let's see how we're doing. We're doing okay. Let's make our way to the top of the mat. So this time, come to your downward dog, not your dolphin pose. Full downward dog. 30 breaths here. And then just a little walk, hop, skip, and a jump. No, a little walk to the top of the mat. Bring your blocks nearby if you think you're going to want to use them, but we're going to hang first. Round it over. Tighten the belly and roll it up. Take your time. Shoulders up and back. Circle the hands a few times. We were on the wrist a little bit. Circle them one way and the other. All right. And then take the arms up. Bring your palms together, hands to your heart. And find that mountain pose. So, again, I want you to have, let's have our strap nearby. I think we'll do dancer pose just supported at the wall today. But for now, let's start out, do a couple of forward bend vinyasas. So arms up, inhale. Now exhale, first time through, I want you to roll it down. Keep your chin tucked in, keep your hands close to the heart. Reach for the floor or your blocks, but let the rest of the body hang forward. So even if my hands are here, I don't want to be up looking at where the hands are. I do want my head to be hanging, maybe grabbing the elbows. Tighten the belly, roll it up. Bring the arms overhead, inhale, hands to the heart, exhale. Back to mountain pose. That's your first option for getting down and up. Second option, inhale up. Exhale, dive over into that forward bend. Now this time we're going to inhale, lift halfway. So feel free to use your blocks to help with that external support. But we still want to do a lot of work through the middle. The belly's tight, chest is lifted. Option to bring the arms here. One more inhale, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, mountain pose. Take a full breath while we're here. And inhale again, arms up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay there. One more inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, mountain pose. Roll those shoulders up and back. Step that left foot back. Find your warrior one leg. Don't step so far back that any part of the body is shifting. Facing the front of the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Press those shoulders down. Cactus arms. Bring those elbows lining up with the shoulder. Lift your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open to warrior two. Just look over that right hand. Right knee bent, right arm reaching forward. And then relax your shoulders. Reverse warrior, right arm up. Left hand can just help you on that back leg anywhere you like. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose, use that front leg to support you. Left leg, or left arm up, not left leg. Left arm can even extend here. So here, you can even rest that left hand at the hip Work on opening your shoulder. Again, what do you want to do for today? Next, inhale brings you back to your warrior two. Now, inhale, come back to warrior one. From here, we're going to get to our mountain pose, but for just a second, I want you to try to put your weight into this right leg. Bring that left foot up. Can you lift the knee for just a second? And place it back down and find your mountain pose. Roll those shoulders up and back. I'm going to flip around to the other side of my mat. Stay where you are. Step the right foot back to warrior one on the left. Again, we're just whipping through these warrior poses. Not trying to go too fast though. We want to enjoy each part of it. So warrior one, left foot in front, right leg back. Bring those arms up, shoulders down. Cactus arms, turn those palms forward. Energize, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, open to warrior two. Left foot is still forward. Reverse warrior, bring that left arm up. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose, lean into that leg, right arm up. Right arm can be here, here, or just resting at the hip. Next, inhale, find your way back to warrior two. Next, inhale, back to warrior one, so turn to the front. Now you feel your weight between the front and back foot, right? Of course we're tight here through the middle. We're gonna bring our right foot forward, but just for a second, can you put more weight in the front leg? Bring that right knee up, and then place the foot back down and find your mountain pose. All right, now grab your strap if you're gonna use it for dancer pose. Move to the wall, doorway, something like that. You decide which foot you want to do first. It could be your favorite or your least favorite. But once I get a contact with that foot, whether it's using a strap or my hand, I want to pull this leg up behind me. If you're using the strap, I like to take the strap up and over the shoulder rather than holding on back here. But it's up to you which one you find most comfortable. I'm going to now take that off and just use my hand. But either way, now what I want to do, I've got my hand on the wall here. Like turn it at an angle a little bit. If we were balancing away from the wall, we would want our arm to start up. So I want you to take your arm up, even if you're still resting it against the wall, reaching up. Like if you've ever been on a bus or a subway, and have those straps up there, that's the feeling. Hold on to something. Keep yourself as tall as possible. Bring this foot in toward the hip, and we're just gonna hold it right there. So if you've got that contact, you've got the foot up, notice where you might feel tension anywhere else that you don't need it, and let that go and maintain the stretch. 1 or 2 more breaths here. All right, releasing that foot. Shake out both legs a little bit. Get ready for the other side, whether you're using a strap or just a hand. Get close to your wall or your doorway. Make contact. Pull the knee back toward the other knee, and then bring those arms up. Again, this is whatever you want to do, whatever level you're feeling today. Again, using that subway arm. All right. Releasing that foot. You can go ahead and move your strap back over to the side of your mat and come back to the top of your mat. We're getting ready to make our way back down. Starting in mountain pose. Roll the shoulders up and back. Now, before we get back down, I want you to bring your chin forward. Everything else stays in place. Little half circle. So we're always going to lift the chin as we inhale, lower as we exhale. So go right to left, left to right a couple times. All right. And back to mountain pose. One more time, roll those shoulders up and back. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, dive forward into that forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Slowly, I want you to step back to hands and knees. Bring your blocks with you. We're going to do some lunges, so you might want to have blocks on either side of you. Right foot forward, left knee back. Find that balance. Hands can be at that front leg. They can be here, they can be here. Again, we worked a lot on letting the front of the hips stretch today. So let's see how that lunge feels. Maybe it feels a little better, a little easier today. All right, come out of that. Right away, other leg goes forward, switching to the opposite knee. Same thing, get the hips moving forward, lift the chest, add the arms if you want to. All right, slowly come out of that. I want you to sit down and cross your legs. Now, I'm going to face front. This is still a hard one for me, which is the reason I have to make myself do it. I wouldn't do it normally. I want you to start out crossing your favorite way, right? So the one that you don't have to think about. This is another one you can elevate the hips up a little bit. Might give you a little bit more range of motion if this is a hard one for you. We're not going to be here too long. All right, so however you have the legs crossed, sitting tall, take the arms up, inhale. Now I want you to bring the fingers together, interlace the fingers, right? You can keep them so the palms are facing your head or up, but once you do that, look at where my shoulders are. They're almost at my ears. Press your shoulders back down. If it's too intense here, maybe turn in the palms the other way. Whatever you want to do, but just inhale, exhale, gently move those arms a little further back alongside the ears. Stay tall. One more inhale, exhale here. Next, inhale, separate the hands, exhale, forward bend. Hands go forward, let the body just move down toward those legs. Slowly coming back out of that. Take one hand outside one hip, palm down or fingertips down. Take that other arm, palm up, inhale. Exhale, going over to the side here. Make sure both hips are still under you on the mat or the block, whatever you're on. Inhale, come back up. Right away the other side, palm up, inhale. Exhale, twisting over or stretching over. And inhale back up. Uncross the legs. Remember which one you had in front. Shake them out a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend, reaching as if you're going to go way beyond the feet. get to that stopping point. Inhale, lengthen more. Exhale, ease into that forward bend. Take some time getting there. All right, come on out of that. Cross the other leg in front that you did not have earlier. All right. You're like, oh, that one doesn't feel quite so good. Sitting tall, arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring them back down. Now, I want you to take one arm across the chest. Take the other hand right above the elbow. Gently pull that arm across. Now, see if you can drop the shoulder just a little bit more. And then just ease into that stretch a little bit more if you can. If you're at your max, that's fine. We're going to stay on this arm a little bit longer. I want you to now take that same arm and push it up next to your ear. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3, meeting behind. I can't do it on that side, so I'm going to stay here. You can use a strap, it gets complicated. Reach up, inhale, both arms. Go to the other arm. So option 1, option 2, pulling a little bit, option 3. I can actually get my fingertips to meet, so I'm going to try this one. I'm thinking like, I don't know if I ever had done the other side. Oh, maybe when I was like 20. All right. And separate the hands, take both arms back up, inhale, exhale, forward bend. Here we go, into this forward bend. Ooh, this is a tough one. And coming out of that one, uncrossing the legs. Ooh. Stretch them out. Last forward bend here. I'm going to come off my block now. Arms up. Exhale, forward bend. So legs are extended. Nice long body. Getting into that whatever level you like. All right, easing out of that, we're going to come all the way down onto our back. So roll on down or turn to one side and come down. Once you're here, let's start out knees to chest. Roll the back. Let's take both feet up and work them together. You know how much I like moving the feet, so make them work opposite each other if you can. Circle them together or opposite. Same with the toes. Spread the toes apart. Squish them together. Do that a few times. Angle the feet so the inside and outside edges move. I like to kind of hit it all while we're here. And then we're going to bring the knees into the chest. Now, I want you to start with, let's start with feet on the mat, but legs are touching on this one. So we're going a little bit deeper on this twist. If you prefer anything else at this point, you can do that on your own. Open those arms out. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the left. So that right knee is going to come up and across. And I'm going to keep my right shoulder down. Again, you can go either direction. It doesn't really matter. Again, there's always that option to turn the head opposite. All right, inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, twist the other way. So whichever way you want, go the other way. Again, try to keep the knees together, hips stacked, feet together, shoulders out. All right, bring both knees back up into the chest. Roll the back a little bit. Now we're going into the single leg that we did earlier. We actually kind of did it backwards earlier, if that makes sense. So now we're going to start here. Stretch the left leg out. Open the right arm. Take that breath in. On the exhale, twisting right knee across. Again, really working that right shoulder down. All right, slowly coming back up. Both knees in again. Roll the back a little bit. Keep that left knee in, right leg all the way out. Preparing for that twist again. Inhaling first, exhale, go the other way. Knee goes up and across. All right, and then roll onto your back. Hug the knees in last time here. Getting ready for Savasana. Taking longer with that if you want to as we get into it. You can always turn off the camera if you need it, or turn me off and then do your own thing. But if you're ready, let's bring the legs out. Again, remember you've got other options here, like however you're comfortable. Use any external props that help. And then once you find that comfort spot, just focus on your breathing again. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. We're still going to feel that that breath coming into the body, expanding outward. Excuse me. Letting that tension go on the exhalations. Let your busy thoughts go. Try to not let them come in for even just the next couple minutes. Makes a big difference in how you feel in that final relaxation. So, scan through the body. You're noticing anything that's still a little tight. You've got some time to work through that. Just let yourself get into that state of calm relaxation. We feel very heavy and weighted into our mat. And all we need to think about is our breath. You can stay resting a bit longer if you like. You are ready to come back up. Make the movements very small at first, fingers and toes a little bit. Breathing a little more normally now. Hands and feet. Don't use a lot of energy to come back up. We need it to stay cool today, right? All right, everyone, hands to our hearts. Namaste. Thank you. I'm going to come over and You guys can unmute yourselves if you want. I'm going to stop my camera.